Today on It's Vegan, we are going to make a quiche, and we're going to put spinach and tomatoes in it. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is thaw some frozen spinach. This is chopped spinach, and I'm just going to put it in the microwave. I put it in for 30 seconds. I'm going to give it a toss and put it back in. While my spinach is in the microwave, I'm going to open up my shelf-stable tofu. If you're not familiar with this, it does have little directions on the package. You cut off each corner, and liquid is going to come out, and that is why I have this bowl here. And there's always a little bit stuck in there. I just eat that. And cut off both ends and the top, and then flip it over and cut off both ends. If you don't decide to cut off the bottom tabs, you're going to have a hard time getting the tofu out of here. Pull this up, get our liquid drained off. I'm going to dump this liquid out, and then there we go. And I only did it like this because the mouth of the blender I'm using is so small, and I didn't think I would be able to slide it right in. All right, let's check on that spinach. Our spinach is still a little frozen. We're gonna give it another toss and put it back in for another 30 seconds. To this, I'm going to add a clove of garlic. I am going to add a teaspoon of no chicken, better than bouillon, a teaspoon of miso, some lemon juice, and I'm going to add some almond milk. You could use any kind of nut milk or plant-based milk. We might need to add more of that. We'll just see how this blends up. I'm gonna give our spinach a stir and put it back in. We wanna get this 100% thawed. Chickpea flour, black salt. Notice it's not actually black. Onion powder, and garlic powder. Next up is the turmeric and smoked paprika. Let's get this blended up. And you may have to adjust and add a little more almond milk depending on how this acts in your blender. We just want to blend it until it's all incorporated and totally smooth. And you can see we still got some stuff in here, so I'm gonna open it and give it a stir and then blend some more. I just realized I forgot I was gonna put pepper in here. I'm gonna give it a few healthy shakes and then we'll give it another whirl. All right, let's see what we got. This is looking good. I'm gonna move on to getting our spinach ready. We'll just set this aside. Also, this is totally a vegan mix. Feel free to taste it and adjust your seasonings if you have a different palate and like more salt, more onion, whatever you like. I already have my pie crust prepared. You're gonna wanna buy or make a pie crust also. I'll link our video for our oil pie crust. Now, we just want to squeeze out as much water as we can from this spinach. If you're noticing how cut up my arms are looking, it's because I got into a patch of poison ivy. Sometimes when I'm not making food videos, I'm cutting down trees. Working on getting rid of that poison ivy. We want to get all the liquid out because we don't want to add the extra liquid into our quiche mixture. Just poured off some of that water so I could get the rest of this out. Alright, that looks good for our spinach. We're also going to cut a few thin tomato slices. These will go on the top. We can get one more nice one for the middle. Alright. Now because I really don't want to add any extra liquid to this, I am going to set these on a paper towel. I'll just set these aside. I'm going to stir parsley into this. I didn't want it to get all chopped up. I've got my oven preheating to 425. I am going to chop up these sun-dried tomatoes smaller. I want them to be chopped. I don't want strips. Looks good for now. We might need a few more later. Now it's time to start putting our quiche together. Put some of our egg mixture in here. Just enough to get the bottom covered. Get some of our spinach in here. And I use chopped spinach. If you don't have chopped, I would recommend cutting it just for ease of eating. Some dried tomatoes. I want every bite to have a little bit of everything in it here. Spoon on another layer of mixture. Back to the spinach. And if it's in season, I like to do this with stinging nettle. You could use any kind of greens probably. Spinach is a nice flavor. mixture. And our last layer of spinach. I do like to save a few bits to put on the very top to decorate with. A few more sun-dried tomatoes. Now we're going to get the top of this covered. Alright, now we just want to make it look pretty. Got our tomato slices to lay on top. A little sprinkle of spinach. A few bits of sun-dried tomato. I like to sprinkle the top with some smoked salt or any kind of finishing salt you have. A tiny shake of pepper, and a pinch of parsley. This is going in the oven for 15 minutes and then we will reduce the heat. I just took this out of the oven. You are going to want to cover it with foil after probably the first couple minutes. And my knife comes out pretty clean. It won't ever come out 100% clean, I don't think, with a vegan quiche. We're just going to let this cool now. Here's our quiche totally finished. My tomatoes got a little darker than I would have liked. Some people like them that way, however. I just maybe should have covered it with foil a little bit earlier. Don't make my mistake. Time for a taste test. I love the warm pie crust and how the spinach combines with the sun-dried tomatoes. Such a good flavor. This is as close as I think I can get to a traditional quiche recipe without actually adding eggs. Give it a try and let me know what you guys think.